So we're now deep in the Rust Belt.
Looks like someone's living up here.
When they started to leave, they left in such numbers that so much of it was left unoccupied.
Nature coming back in.
Coming into the castle.
It's your home.
Back in the day, the street lights would be on at 2 in the afternoon. Cars would never turn the lights off.
What are you doing to this?
Planning to open a restaurant.
You know what's the best part? That we do the work.
That's so wild seeing the flame right beyond town.
Flame means money.
$5,000 a home.
You're gonna make $80K a year to start. It's a steel mill. And they're like, I am out.
Do you think people just feel left behind here?
Drive-by shooting's a block down. So it's kind of like living the dream, you know?
Village football helmets, yeah.
We promote the gloves up, guns down.
It's two different universes.
Absolutely.
A few miles away.
It's just what left was not replaced. That work ethic, that pride.
So this was all former steel territory, steel manufacturing?
All the Homestead Works.
Homestead Works.
Yeah, and this is honestly like, this had peaked, and this area now, even though it looks pretty okay during the day, this is turning into kind of a mess.
It's 15 years past
It's like
its prime.
not as safe.
Okay, so this tour today, you guys, we're going down the Mon River Valley. Is that what you call it?
Yeah, Mon Valley.
Mon Valley? And that's where basically all the steel making took place.
Yeah, the
Where it
areas
went
that
away.
it's folded, you know, there's
Okay.
some areas where maybe there is still a mill, but it's probably at 5% of what it was in its heyday.
So Zeb, you still work in steel?
Yep.
So I thought coming into this trip that steel was pretty much done in the Pittsburgh area, but that's not the case.
I think a lot of people still believe that. I was talking to a neighbor of ours one day, and I said, "You work from home, don't you?" He goes, "Oh yeah, I work from home." He's like, "What do you do?" I said, "I work in a mill." He goes, "They're still here?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, they're still here." And nobody wants to believe that.
So this was a huge initiative to take this land and remove the industry and bring in modern movie theaters and shopping and that sort of thing.
This is even collapsing now. And
Oh, interesting. This cycle is sort of on its
well,
downturn.
because everything has moved online.
Yeah, that's universal. So is this the start of the Mon Valley? Just south of Pittsburgh, then
Yeah.
you get deeper in as we go down.
Yeah, the heart of it is Charleroi, Denora, Monessen. That's kind of the core of it.
And people are still living out there?
I don't know if you'd really call it living.
Existing out there?
Yeah.
We can see a mill through the trees there. In operation, yeah?
Yeah. That's Edgar Thompson. That's a U.S. Steel operation. So they produce slab here, and then they ship it off to Mon Valley Works. They reduce it down to coil. They'll turn it into sheet.
Okay, for us metal newbies, slab is what?
Slab is a thick ingot of steel. Then that slab is taken and it's ran through multiple series of rollers where it's reduced down till it's a coil of sheet steel. And it could be anywhere from a couple 100 feet long to tens of thousands of feet long.
And that's what's going to go into your sheet metal in your cars or what?
Refrigerator backers, your refrigerator doors, your garage doors, your storm doors, you name it. If it has metal in it, it could be possibly being produced there, melted right there.
And then it just goes off. You can see all that recycled metal.
Yeah, that would go to their Mon Valley Works operation.
So that's coal.
Yeah.
Coming from the mountains of West Virginia and Pennsylvania, or where?
Probably more so Tennessee.
So for those that don't know, you need coal to make steel.
Yeah.
The coke, right, from the coal?
And there's two types of coal, and I used to know a guy way long ago. He goes, "Is it steam coal or met coal?" And, you know, one is clean and one is dirtier, one is easier to work with, one is harder to work with. The cleaner stuff is what you're seeing here. So that would be what he was referring to, like metallurgical coal. He's another guy. I mean, they're recyclers. They'll drop their roll-offs and at somebody at a steel processor, and they'll recycle all the scrap, all the offcut, all that stuff. And that's another part of the steel industry that it's like you don't really see it, but they service it. Most of the big players in steel have operations all over the country and are strategically located to help them out. Alabama, Indiana, because you were at Gary, right?
Yeah. So what I learned in Gary is the steel is still happening, but just the automation has removed a lot of the jobs.
It has.
And that's what you're seeing here, right?
Yeah, it's efficiency.
Okay, so young guys coming out of high school, are many of them getting into steel?
No.
Who's doing the work then?
a lot of college-educated individuals. You know, people coming out of college that can't find work. Guys that have left oil and gas. We have a couple veterans. We have Boilermaker.
What's this operation here?
This is ET, and that's the slab walkers right there that are actually moving the slabs around in the yard. So he's either going in to pick one up or he's dropping one off. Yeah, he's picking up.
So how's the air quality here? I smell a little something, but not
That's
too
it.
crazy.
No.
So back in the day, Pittsburgh, the air was dark and full of soot, and there were no cleaners on the smokestacks, right?
Right. But now everybody has to have air scrubbers, pollution control, all that fun stuff. What you're smelling now is the process of them probably burning off coke. It doesn't smell like steel.
But you wouldn't want to live near this then?
No.
Yeah, why do you think we do it in cities? Wouldn't this make sense to do in the middle of nowhere?
There are operations in the middle of nowhere. Pittsburgh just kind of grew up that way.
Right. And back in the day, this is where the labor was.
Yeah.
Everything's built around the rivers. I mean, it's all about being able to transport things.
Yeah.
Right. So Britt, are you in steel too?
No, I'm in education. But, you know, a ship can carry a lot really efficiently. And then you can build your rails and depots and things all around that. A lot of it's just unanticipated consequences, though, you know, like not realizing that the air quality was going to be terrible and
Oh yeah.
cancer causing many
Sure.
generations down the road.
And this is the town of Braddock?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going on in Braddock?
This is what's going on in Braddock.
So when did this all happen here? Like go from thriving on this street, all these shops being open to this?
So what its heyday would have been around like the late 60s, 70s, somewhere around there.
Okay.
Economic decline was kind of peaking in that Rust Belt, early 80s. So everything kind of started to contract, and that started, you know, people looking for work elsewhere, and they started to just leave. And when they started to leave, they left in such numbers that so much of it was left unoccupied that it became, you know, low income, and when the jobs went away, their businesses were going to go away.
There's some great buildings like this. Yeah. Golden treasures. Let's check it out. Oh, wow, there's everything in here. How you doing, ma'am? You got everything. From clothes to birdhouses.
Yes.
And everything in between.
Everything in between.
Superman mags.
There's a
Look at this
upstairs and a
place.
downstairs.
It's actually a cool shop. Ma'am, what's your take on Braddock these days?
It's okay. I've been here 24 years, so I don't mind it, People
Okay.
don't bother us. We have regular clientele. We have a big sale usually every other week.
Okay.
So, I mean, we get really quite busy. So.
And you even have license plates. That's so cool.
Everything.
Look at these helmets.
Yeah.
Make sure we get those and wear them the rest of the day.
They're for walking around Braddock.
Oh my gosh. Like, where could these possibly have come from?
I can ask her how much this is. This is awesome.
I mean, that's a steel helmet.
Ma'am, how much is this?
Those are 25. I had 8. I don't know how many I left. I had 8 of them. People buy them for everything.
Who's
They
making
are-
these?
Oh, we have a guy who made them all. But it is actually an old football helmet.
Okay. Oh, yeah.
They are old vintage football helmets, yep.
I don't know if they'd let me on the plane with this. Who are these people here?
Oh, one
these
of the
two.
houses we did. Yeah, we did an estate. You wouldn't believe how many pictures we get from estates. People don't want their family pictures.
Okay, so when old people pass, you come in and take all their old...
Oh, not necessarily that.
We can buy out the entire estate. We can buy one item. We can buy everything, or we can clean out the entire estate if somebody needs it cleaned out.
And that's how you accumulated all this interesting stuff.
Yep.
That's awesome. One of the coolest stores I've ever been to in my life.
Awesome.
So thank you.
Did you even go upstairs?
No, we didn't.
There's upstairs and downstairs.
It gets more interesting upstairs, or
Oh, there's all kinds
This
of
is our
stuff.
smaller store.
if you go upstairs, you might never come back.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a secret room back here,
Oh man, this is
and you go into a fantasy world or something.
yeah.
You said you have another store,
That's 3 times the size of this down the street.
And then we have another store also in Connellsville.
Golden Treasure. So,
That's Anna Golden. I'm Amber Golden.
oh, sisters or what?
Mother daughter.
She would have liked to hear
I
that,
know.
right?
Yeah, she would have liked it.
You ladies are great. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Golden Treasures. Who knew?
Yeah. the welcome from them is really typical. Like no matter where you go.
The welcome from them.
Yeah, I'd say like in the opposite side of town, there's like Sewickley, which is very affluent, and I'd say it's the same like welcome that my mom and I received like a month ago when we were shopping over there.
Okay.
It's similar vibe.
Friendly people here.
Friendly, very Midwestern.
Yeah, we're on the edge of the Midwest, basically, right?
Yeah, it's Midwestern looking east.
Oh.
So it's got the amenities of the East Coast and like the education of the East Coast, but it has the sort of the attitude and the kindness and the like hospitality of the Midwest.
We're now out of US's operation, but this is still stuff that I promise you is coexisting with US Steel.
Okay, so the people working there, are they living here?
Very few. They've been afforded a way out of here.
So the jobs are well paying?
Yeah, they're good pay.
Yeah, Zeb's Mill starts at $80,000.
Oh, wow.
So people move really far away from the mill.
Right, they don't want to live here.
Yeah, guys will commute like an hour. They'll do the middle
Hour
of
and a
nowhere.
half.
Yeah, they'll live in the middle of nowhere to work where they work because it's good money.
So none of the money being made at the mill is being spent here.
Yeah.
And 50 years ago, it was you worked here, you went to church here, you spent your money at the local businesses.
Like, what do you think these people are doing for work in these homes?
Taking a bus somewhere else.
Okay.
Collecting a check.
You guys live back here?
Yeah, right there.
How is it?
Dangerous.
Okay.
Tell me that.
We're making a video on the Rust Belt. Do you want to say anything?
Yeah.
What do you want to say?
I just hope everybody change, man. You know, a lot of people out here dying, young men out here dying, man.
A lot of young men are dying here?
Yeah.
What's happening?
I mean, people ain't doing their jobs right, man, helping their kids out. Kids out here dying and stuff, you know. It's just not safe out here.
You're a young man, though.
Yeah, I've been through all that, bro. I done been through attempted homicide shootings and all that, bro. Thank you, though. Y'all have a good day, though.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah, man, all right.
Take care, buddy.
You too, man.
All right.
What he's saying isn't wrong.
It's that bad out here?
They're killing each other at an alarming rate.
There's a program here in private schools. It's to get students of color out of like inner city areas and into private schools where they can get a great education. And I'd have like a get to know you survey at the beginning of the year. Like, is there anything I should know about you? And they'd say something like, I don't live in a safe place. Like, I don't sleep enough at night because I'm, scared and stuff. And this is just such a huge piece of the puzzle of how do we heal this nation is we can offer all the education in the world, the best education, but if kids aren't safe, if kids aren't fed, if they don't have anybody protecting them, then none of that makes a difference what the schools are offering. And that's what I have no idea how to fix.
Massive operation, huh?
This is US Steel's Clairton Works. This is their coke mill. You know, back in the day in the 80s, whenever this was all dying off, all those guys would do anything it would take. They'd work plowing snow, they'd work land crew, they'd drive a school bus, work as a janitor, work as like a day laborer, because they wanted to stay where they were at. And now it's like, I know what we're offering people. We're offering people like what the average household income is in Pittsburgh. We'll offer that to you on day
80
one.
grand.
Yeah. We'll offer that to you through the door, and yet somehow we can't find viable candidates. I mean, I only work half a year, 4 days a week, 4 on, 4 off, 5 a.m. till 5 p.m. or 5 p.m. till 5 a.m.
So is one reason that people don't want to work here the fact that it's hard work, it smells, you're getting dirty?
Long hours, working overnight. It's a 24-hour operation. It's 365 days a year. You're not guaranteed your holidays off. You're not guaranteed your weekends off.
There's a pride element too of like working in a mill, clocking in and out, being a factory worker, a mill worker. I think there's just there's a pride with that, right? And a lot of our generation is educated, right? So like, did I go to school to get a master's degree to go work in a mill? And you know, even though, I mean, his mill starts at like double what I make. So,
And I'm 6 credits shy of 2 degrees. I mean, it's not like I lack education. I just never finished my education.
it's just one of those things where you can tell somebody like, hey, I've got a great job for you. 4 days on, 4 days off. You're going to make $80K a year to start, and the opportunity to move up is actually pretty quick, you know? And they're going to be like, great, I'm in. And you say like, oh, it's a steel mill. And they're like, I am out.
And everybody thinks it is completely gone. It's not gone. I mean, that would tell you otherwise, right?
I thought Rust Belt, and this is how naive I was, Rust Belt, decaying cities. Okay, Pittsburgh has some tech and medical and stuff, but the steel industry isn't really pumping. I never even made the connection of, hey, there's steel in everything we use every day. That's got to be coming from somewhere. We're not importing our steel from China, right?
I mean, to some degree, yeah, we do import. If you go down towards West Virginia, one of their tin mills just got shut down because they were importing so much that they weren't viable anymore.
Is there a threat with importing steel? There are tariffs on steel, right, from my understanding?
Yeah.
So the industry's protected to some degree?
To some degree.
It shifts a lot, it seems like.
It depends on the political party.
I'll give you an example, like, so a couple of companies out there, like Lodge makes enamel cast iron stuff, or you can do All-Clad. All-Clad's made in Pittsburgh. It's a Pittsburgh company.
Cannonsburg.
Right, Cannonsburg, yep. You can buy your really, really expensive All-Clad that's gonna cost you a couple grand to put in your kitchen, or you can buy your Chinese-made All-Clad that's gonna cost you a few hundred. So a lot of companies are offering both options. Lodge, same. You can go to Walmart, get a $50 cast iron, skillet, or you can, go somewhere else.
But let's say a car is manufactured in the United States. Would they use U.S. steel, or would they import, or who knows?
Most of it's going to be domestic produced.
The town of McKeesport.
When you watch nightly news, a huge chunk of it is coming out of McKeesport.
I wonder if there are any initiatives to bring it around.
I think most have failed. I think everybody comes up with a good idea, and at some point along the way, it kind of taps.
Look at that church is condemned, and the bricks look good on it.
So McKeesport is one of the most dangerous cities in the United States, according to a study from the National Council, ranked number 4 on a list of the 100. The study looked at violent crime rate average per 1,000 as well as police adequacy. So the police adequacy thing is probably what's really dragging it down too.
Okay.
Very understaffed. A lot of communities are kind of merging police departments.
I mean, these buildings are stunning.
The glass work in that thing?
Beautiful.
You know what's crazy? Their glass isn't protected, which you see with a lot of these churches.
Carnegie Free Library, look at that.
Yeah.
The 4th worst violent crime in the country with one of the coolest libraries, at least from the outside.
Yeah.
So there's some money coming into this town.
And then across from it, you have that.
Right. And then across from that, you have that, which looks good.
Yeah.
And look at that. Let's pull over. Are you guys okay with that?
Yep. Oh, this guy's sitting out back.
This is beautiful. How you doing? Is this church still in operation?
No, it's been my home for 8 years.
It's your home? Are you from Oz?
New Zealand.
So from New Zealand, Kiwiland, to McKeesport, there's got to be a story in there.
Oh, you'd need a whole day for that one.
And you moved into an old church.
I own 2 churches. I have another one in Pittsburgh, up on the north side, that I've been trying to find investors for the last 7 years, but haven't been able to find anyone.
So the big question is quite simple. Why?
Well, I was living in New York and I was getting tired of doing real estate. I'd traveled around Europe quite a bit and seen some beautiful historic buildings there, but I'd seen also converted churches, so I decided to try to bring awareness to the abandonment and abuse of religious structures in America, and bought 2 churches and have been campaigning for them for the last 8 years.
That is so cool. Can we cruise around here?
Yeah. You're one of those cruises, are you?
That's what I love about making these videos. It's like you could have never expected this situation, right? First Reformed Church, 1905.
Coming into the castle. I'll be Glenn, I'll be your host.
All right, Glenn. Thank you. Oh, wow, Glenn.
Come on in. Boris, come on. You'll have to excuse all my washing. I use my table as my folding mat.
Glenn, you're living an eclectic life here.
Originally was built in 1903. It's had a few churches, most of them all failed. It's 6,000 square feet on 2 levels. The original church used to go that way and had a fire in the early 1900s. So what they did is they built an extension onto this back, and they just boarded that up with wood, so it's not insulated. So this was another portion that was built, I'm not sure what year, but what I did is I converted the 3 rooms into 2 master suites with walk-in closets and ensuite bathrooms. I'm not going to show you in there because it's a bit of a mess. I wasn't expecting guests, but this is the other room. But I dropped all the floors and put in showers and bathrooms. This is my storage room just for dumping stuff, actually. Originally, all of this was closed off with walls, and there used to be organs up there, which I ripped out all these walls to the original architecture and then had to redo all the floors, put in beams, and then ripped up all the floors, built in a kitchen with vintage Viking appliances. Not hooked up, though, because I couldn't afford the gas. And then
The gas is that expensive here?
Well, I haven't heated this property. I've lived in it for 8 years, and I've never heated it.
What about the winter?
I freeze.
Literally?
Yeah, I literally freeze. I put a heater on in the bedroom and hide.
You're a motley character.
I know, right? And so I busted all this out, and then I built in just be careful because I'm lifting up some boards I have to replace. And then basically I built in this whole deck in 3 stages. It's just all recycled wood.
Do you miss New Zealand at all?
Well, I haven't lived there since I was in my 20s, so it's 30 years ago. The idea was actually to save a Gothic brownstone in McKeesport, which the mayor ended up demolishing into the ground. The Gothic brownstone was one of the best buildings I'd ever seen. That's why I moved here to save it. And then it's a very complicated story, but it's not a very nice one what they did. But they ended up just bulldozing it into the ground.
Okay.
So that's why I came here, was to save that church and try to get some get the government behind it, maybe get some skilled workers training thing, get the kids off this, Anyway, it was all a great idea, but it just, I didn't realize how politics work in these little cities.
How do they work?
I won't go there.
Slowly?
No, let's just say I won't go there.
Can we go out here?
It's just, there's nothing nice to say.
They didn't want you to save a nice building? Why?
Because they were getting $200,000 from the housing department to demolish it.
What do you think a place like this is across the street? I don't think anyone's living there, right?
Well, no,
Looking
it's
out windows?
basically investor-owned locally. The guys that own both of these have never, ever come out here and cleaned them up, or they never weed them. I used to mow the lawns and take the weeds off, but I just gave up. And so now the city just comes out and poisons the lots.
They just put some Roundup or what?
Yeah, I don't know what they do, but they come around and if you have a look at the sections opposite the library and over here,
yep,
the city just comes out and poisons them because it's just all weed and rat infested.
Okay, so what's the price on one of these, do you think, roughly?
Well, I think that guy, he bought it for something ridiculous, like $6,000, but he's asking like $75,000 for it, and he's done nothing in 7 years.
$6,000?
Basically, they're just sitting there, and these local investors just hold on to them for their portfolios.
They're good tax breaks too, probably.
Yeah, it's just a big pile of crap, but it's unfortunate because it ruins the whole block. And I've had someone killed right outside my front door there. There was another guy who went crazy with a gun on the other side of my church and started shooting at a guy's car. There used to be drive-by shootings a block down, and I kept warning the city about it, but they did nothing. It was the same car every week. And then eventually a 14-year-old boy was shot dead. So it's kind of like living the dream,
Okay, Glenn, you want to put that out there to the world? You want to sell this for $100K?
Yeah, so this is advertised for $100K right now.
How do people find you?
It's listed on Zillow at 1501 Union Ave, McKeesport, 15132. And I also have another church, a beautiful Lutheran evangelical, which is at 2235 Federal Street Extension, Pittsburgh 15214. You can look that up, and if you want to take them...
Are your church days over, Glenn? Fair to say?
I'm moving back overseas.
You're going back?
Yeah.
But you're done buying churches for now?
Yeah, I'm done with churches. I did what I could for the last 8 years, but sadly, I'm not a millionaire and there's just no support in the public spheres for them. So I couldn't find investors, so it's time to move on.
Next chapter?
Travel the world before it blows up.
See you, Glenn. made it to the heart of the Mon Valley. So, people are doing pretty well up here.
Yep.
We have a golf course over here.
That's a
Country club.
Country club. People are working here and living here. What's the story?
There's some of that, and there's commuters. It was driven by industry, but the industry didn't really live in this town. It either was right in front of us or behind us. School system was good.
You grew up there versus growing up here. It's two different universes.
Absolutely.
A few miles away.
Yeah, and there's generational families that live here.
Zach, what are we smelling?
Yeah, what is that smell?
That's the Coke. So this is the Cleveland Cliffs Coke operation out of Monessen, PA. That is their afterburner.
That's not good for you.
It's way better than what it was. Back in the day, the street lights would be on at 2 in the afternoon to light the streets. Cars would never turn the lights off.
Wow. Okay, Monessen. What's the story of Monessen? Is it on its knees, or has it had a comeback, or where is it at?
It's in a weird place where they're mowing a lot of stuff down. Coke operation up and running, which is employing people, but not a lot is willing to come in.
Peter, you'll see on this side, if you keep an eye out, there are a lot of abandoned houses right on this hillside. Some of them have been torn down in the last 2 years, but you'll see a lot of abandonment. Tons and tons and tons of stairways.
Oh, the stairways up the hills?
Right up there.
Okay, the stairways are just for the steel workers going up these stairs back home to their neighborhoods.
Yep. There was a bell, siren, to signal shift change. People would hear that and then come down.
There's Russian Orthodox.
It's specifically Catholic.
This one right here?
Yep. It's Byzantine Catholic instead of Russian Orthodox.
Okay. A lot of Serbians in this area, right?
Serbs
A lot of
in this
Russian, a
area.
lot of Poles, a lot of Italian. You know, my father was saying last night, he belongs to a Russian club. They're celebrating their 100th anniversary. He said he can remember back in the day when every nationality was represented with a club. Hey, Peter, up on that hill is one of the natives. You can see he's growing into a 10-point.
What's that?
That buck right up there.
Oh, wow. Look at that.
He's cute. He's so curious about you.
Nature coming back in. These things are not scared of people, huh?
No. I mean, it probably associates you with food.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it.
People probably feed him.
What a place.
There was a lot of pride here at one point. Now it's just like living to survive. It's just what left was not replaced. You know, that work ethic, that level of pride. There is a move, though, in this area. If you go on Zillow and Redfin. So what they'll do is they'll buy 5 or 6 of these houses, pick the one that is the most plausible, mow everything down but the one that's plausible, and completely rehab that, and then pump the price. Because what Glenn was talking about in McKeesport, that house was picked up for $6,000. This house is picked up for $10,000. Well, if you do a little bit of rehab, mow them under, plant grass, you can make it look like you have something.
Yeah.
Zeph, your grandparents helped found that church, right?
Yeah, my grandparents were founding parishioners of that one. My parents were married in that church. My grandfather, he worked in Monessen Mill.
And your dad was also in steel?
Yeah. So he's been around all that industry.
Look at this building. That is cool. How you guys doing? Hey, what's up, man? Good, boss. Good. What are you doing to this?
We're planning to open a restaurant.
Seriously?
Yeah, different kind of food.
Okay.
He's a chef. He's a official chef. He works in a lot of countries, a lot of restaurants.
Okay.
Hotels. It's my wife back there, you know. So
good for you
I'm
guys.
a bartender, professional bartender. But now, you know, we try to get properties, you know, remodel it, you know, stuff like that. So now we got this building. We try to clean it up, you know, and make it back again. This town is no restaurants. All kind of stuff that you see, like a, you know, like a McDonald's, Burger King.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of restaurant. But we try to make something luxury, something officially. You can come in. And
yeah,
you can
yeah,
see the place. So this is my beautiful wife.
How you doing, man?
So, you
Good.
know,
Where are you guys from?
she's from
Dominican Republic.
Okay, DR, nice.
and I'm from Venezuela. We come here once and we buy one house, and then we have the opportunity to buy another house, and then another house, and then another house, and then we go into like 10 properties, and then we got the opportunity to get this building. You know, Monessen is really beautiful town. Yes, you
Just
know,
want to make a difference. You know?
difference. Yeah.
Good for you guys.
We bought this building like 2 months ago.
And whose amazing vision was this? You or your wife?
My wife.
Okay.
She's the one made all this happen. You know, the family work together. So my cousin, her cousin, I follow, you know, her feelings. So she said, listen, we have to get a house in Pennsylvania. We come, we look the place, and we lucky get a nice house. And then that's how everything came going.
So why Pennsylvania?
Well, I feel like, you know,
it's a quiet place. And then
yes.
Quiet place?
Yeah, it's very quiet. It's peaceful here. And authority have given us a lot of support. Like they opened the door for us. So without them, there wasn't.
Who opened the door?
The mayor.
The mayor, the code enforcement officers, Marvin. You know, when we come here, we don't know nobody. So we go straight to, you know, City Hall to, you know, ask for help. And they open the hands and they give a lot of support.
Us opportunity.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yes.
How do you guys speak English so well? You've been in the U.S. for a while?
I've been here for like 23 years.
Okay.
My English is not 100%, but at least I'm trying, you know.
You
So
guys are great. Okay, let's check it out.
yeah.
I love the block glass. That is so cool.
So we're just starting.
Okay. You got some work ahead of you.
Yes.
But you got the old wooden
But
floor.
the good thing is, you know what's the best part? That we do the work.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't want to do this in the DR or in Venezuela? You'd rather do it in the U.S.?
Well, we have a
Well,
beautiful
opportunity is here, so we take it here.
You guys feel the opportunity here?
here, yeah. Mhm.
Okay. So what's the plan? What kind of food are we doing?
We want to do something different, you know, something international for everyone, not just Latin. It's so good because we have like to start with. We have stuff to start
You
with.
got space. And what are you going to do with this? You're going to have some dance-offs here?
Probably,
Of
yeah.
course, some live music.
Some fiesta action?
Yeah, of course.
We just try to see how.
You guys are awesome.
Yeah.
You're fired up. Do you know this saying?
Yeah, it's like
You got the energy. You're going for it.
Yep.
yes. And with people like you, too, we get more energy.
All right.
Now we're more exciting.
So when's the opening date?
Well, listen.
Next week?
No.
I'm just joking.
I hope so, but we don't have like day yet, but probably I say more like next year.
Next year.
By January and the end of December, probably. You know, it's a lot of things to do, you know. So we need to remodel the whole kitchen. We need to clean the place.
We are doing the job. Because
Does chef do the dirty work? Or he only
no.
works your food?
We are like a complete team.
Okay.
We all help each other in all the areas. We have to do roofing.
I'm gonna do
Little flooring work.
Yeah, I'm gonna fix everything. That's no big deal. It's a very small hole. Nothing big deal. I'm gonna fix that, fix the kitchen. Everything's gonna be out. We're gonna remodel everything. Remember, it's a commercial kitchen. Everything gotta be by the law, you know, by the rules. So we're gonna make everything like that.
Ours.
This is the back side of the place. You can see. So come here, look.
Is that your Jeep, Junior?
No, like somebody own it. They're supposed to move those cars maybe in like the next couple of days. So.
Okay, how is the community? Are they happy you're here so far?
Everybody already come.
Everyone's cool?
Everybody's super happy because they say, you know, like this is gonna make this place alive again. Imagine how big is this building. When we get the restaurant open, everybody's gonna come. You know, it's nothing around here right now, like no restaurant.
No restaurants?
No. It's like very small stuff like pizza, Domino's pizza. So we're gonna make the real food, you know? I own all this.
Oh, nice.
So we're gonna fix everything. So everybody come, park their car, so they're going in the restaurant. I wanna show you the best part. But just be careful.
This is the best part.
Look, you okay, there's no holes, no nothing. Just be careful when you...
No holes here?
No. So this is the steps. So you went up again to the floor.
Yeah.
And this is the bar. Look.
Oh, this is the dream bar, huh?
Mhm,
Down the road?
that's the bar.
Look at this. It's like the party just stopped. You got all the beer bottles out here? Look at that. That's an old label.
Yeah,
Look
like
at
for
that
a long
old
time
label.
ago.
People partying down here.
Yep.
Oh, that's interesting. 2013.
Yep.
Good. My name's Rick.
Yeah, how you doing? Nice to meet you, sir.
This weekend, I'm pulling the transmission out of this.
Okay.
And junking it by Monday, Tuesday. Is
Okay.
that okay?
That's fine.
Thank
Don't
you very
worry, man.
much.
I just need to, you know, a dumpster is gonna come to pull out everything out. So
All your space. This is your space.
yeah,
You need your space.
yeah. Thank you, appreciate it. Okay.
Thank you, I
Okay, have a good day. You too, man. Thanks. It's kind of dirty. but it's something, you know, so you can.
Oh, thank you, Junior.
You know, it's a pleasure, man, and thank you for coming, you know, for all the time, you know.
Yeah, appreciate it.
No problem.
Thanks
man.
for showing off what you're doing. Lot of respect to you guys, taking a risk, putting a lot of work in, and adding to the community. That's awesome.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye for now.
So that's the energy you were saying is gone.
Yeah, and you know what? It's cool to see. I mean, it's an odd location, but they seem to have that fire that they'll make a go of it, hopefully.
That's that, like, what can we do with our own hands? And they're coming in to invest in the community. They said, like, we're gonna bring jobs to this community. We're not, like, gonna get labor from other places. We're not looking for Pittsburghers to come work here. We're looking for people from Monessen to come work here.
Right. And these homes right here, they're probably, what, $5,000 a home? The ones that are abandoned?
They're probably range from, like, 12 to 50.
12 to 50.
Yeah. This is the crazy thing, and I'm sure you saw this when you were in West Virginia, is seeing houses that, like, have the broken windows and the front door is a piece of plywood, and you think it's abandoned, and then you're like, oh, no, it's not.
Yeah, you see a lot of that. That's so wild, seeing the flame right beyond town.
Yeah, flame means money.
You want to go through here? I don't think that's happening.
We're not. This is a tunnel that used to lead to Page's Steel and Wire, and that Page's Steel and Wire is a place that my father was telling me made all the wire for the Golden Gate Bridge. This is where that wire was spooled and made and produced. But apparently this was the entryway that you went through to get to work, which now seems relatively uninhabitable unless you are a sandpiper.
That's what that is, yeah. That is so cool. So the steel cabling for the Golden Gate Bridge, the workers that helped make that went through this tunnel and out every day.
Yeah.
What's going on in town these days, sir?
Nothing.
Nothing?
Just going down.
Do you remember this town in like the 60s?
Yep.
What was it like?
It was moving down. You have downtown, everything open.
So it was a good place to grow up?
Yep.
Okay. When did it start going down?
When this new mayor took over.
The mayor took over?
Uh-huh.
And it started going down?
Yep, and the city council there nothing about this town. All them patients like buildings burned down, they just tear them down and leave it alone. I was here since 1948.
1948?
That's when I was born. And I was born in the 50s. This town was hot.
Looks like someone's living up here. They have the plant out and the fan in the window. There's a camera. Quite a bizarre place. Really interesting, though. If you're a curious person, want a little adventure, and want some things you've probably never seen next to each other, this trip today is one to go on. Do you think people just feel left behind here?
I think so. I think some people want to be left alone here.
There's the left behind, but I don't think everybody wants to be where the middle of Pittsburgh is either.
Okay.
I think people liked the life that this once offered and don't necessarily want to be like, oh, now we have high-speed internet everywhere. Or we're putting in fiber for the whole town. I don't think that's the goal, but I think they miss like the days of when it was really good,
Yeah. But as a country, there are thriving parts of the country, and then you come out here and it's obviously not thriving. And you wonder, because of social media, is there that envy or jealousy, or, hey, they don't care about us? Or do you think it's not even a thought?
I'm sure it's generational.
Yeah. Generational.
I'd be positive that's generational, because I think there's probably a difference growing up as that older man we ran into.
Yep.
And growing up as a 13, 14-year-old right now, seeing your peers across the nation or across the city even, living a pretty different existence.
Right. You're a teacher. You see things most of us don't. What's the solution? And in 1 minute or less.
I mean, it's always education and exposure. You're living in a place this close to a city and this close to the wild parts of Pennsylvania that you live to. Just doing everything you can to get kids to the symphony and, to the river. Not this river, like the wild streams and stuff. I think that balance of there has to be a home supplement of education. And sometimes that's a community push. There's a culture that comes around and says, we want to teach kids how to work, how to engage the world around them, how to talk to other people. But it's almost like there's an extreme too, because the kids who have the extreme of the home life, where like their parents will never let them fail, are about as helpless as kids who have never been given an opportunity to try anything. So it's like they're kind of end up in the same place.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I think there has to be the opportunity to try and fail and figure out. We talk about like these pivotal ages of imagination and discovery for small children, but it's just as important for big children as well, that they get to take bigger risks and learn how to face a setback and go back to the drawing board and try again.
We're still in the Mon Valley, but we're just now off of the river. I'm going to say I grew up in the Mon Valley, but I didn't live anywhere near that. I lived out here.
You lived out here?
Yeah, back here in this area.
Okay, so totally different existence right back here.
Yeah.
Wow, what a trip.
It's green, not gray.
Don't you notice energetically, it's just so much more uplifting up here?
Especially after today, yeah.
After today, right?
Yeah.
This just feels amazing. Well, the weather helps too. It got sunny. But just to go walk around in a field like that and drive these roads.
My father moved my family out here, and we were away from all of it. I mean, this is, where I grew up, and he had a 45 to an hour commute. He didn't want to be near the city.
Expensive real estate?
Present day, you're going to be paying to be out here.
So as you were saying earlier, the people that work in the mills now live out in these places. Make good money. You can live out here, do well.
Absolutely.
Okay, now we're closer to the river?
Yeah, the river is 2 blocks that way.
It's like the weather's playing with the vibe of the place.
Yeah.
So the story of Fayette City, like so many towns today?
Yeah, this was more of a coal-based town because they'd have belts and everything down here.
Right, you can tell by the soot on that building that we're on a coal route.
Yeah.
All right, you saved the best for last. Charleroi. It was settled by Belgians?
Yeah.
Charleroi.
Charleroi, Belgium.
Sister city of sorts. So Charleroi's story was steel?
Coal? Glass.
Glass, okay. Each of these towns have some common ground, but they also have a unique feel to them, I would say.
Yeah. This is one of the refugee areas for the Haitians.
Really?
Yeah. They were deposited here, I think, about 4 years ago.
Okay.
And this was one of the cities that was chosen for them because it was a city in decline.
Absolute free immigration consultations every Sunday.
Yeah, get legal.
Now, get legal now.
Yeah.
That's a good one. I mean, that's the crazy thing about a town like Charleroi. You just got some amazing old architecture, like a new American city would just die for.
And you would never build anything like that in present day.
You would never do anything like this in present day, you're right.
That might be a place someone else wants to do.
Yeah, okay.
Based on.
Okay, so you grew up here in the area.
Yes. Back in the day, like when growing up, we had things to do.
Okay.
We wasn't in the streets. We wasn't just running around. We had birthday parties. We had church conventions. We had youth groups. We had youth works. We always had someone to talk to. These kids don't have nobody to talk to. And being around now as an adult, it's like we're losing them from gun violence. We're losing them from drugs and suicide. So why not open up a center? You're opening up tanning centers. Really?
Every town is different here along the Mon Valley, I've noticed.
Yes, they are.
They all have a different identity. This one has like a Haitian identity, I noticed.
You will find Americans, Haitians, Dominicans, Liberians, Jamaicans, all different kind of foreigners, and they're all awesome because it's teaching you more about your inner culture from way back then.
Oh.
It teaches you how to make different foods. I never heard of a red snapper a day before in my life, and I bought one, and I want to put it on the grill.
Ma'am, you're selling red snapper?
Yes.
Yes, I do.
Good stuff.
So good.
I'm going to make it for the first time. I never made it, but, And it took people that's not from here to open up to give at least something for us to do.
Originally, I'm from West Africa. I moved from Africa 20 years ago, San Diego, California, and then Phoenix, Arizona. I was there till my first son passed away through gun violence.
I'm sorry.
That made me relocate to Charleroi here. And the people,
they don't believe. They don't believe that. They don't believe we can make a difference.
Okay. Do you believe you can make a difference?
oh yeah, I came with a difference and I'm making it.
Okay, cool.
But I'm just talking about the people, and there is no love in everybody. Like the how to
The
call
valley,
them?
the Mon Valley area it's dead. It's dead. There's no love. There's no happiness. There's no joy. You walk around and you may see people, but you're really watching like dead spirits walk around.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Like, how hard is it for you to wake up in the morning, get yourself together, and you see somebody walking, and just by you saying, "Have a good day, sir," you could have saved his life.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So you ladies are bringing the spirits up.
Why not?
Yeah. But you know, you can get a job here at the steel mill here, entry job for 80 grand these days. Are the young men not wanting to do that or what?
I think with the pandemic coming, when it came, I believe everybody just fell off and stopped believing in work.
Stop believing in
Stop
work.
believing in work. Nobody wants to work. Everybody wants a handout. But
How do you pay your rent there if you don't work?
people live off the streets because you're not guaranteed jobs. I like for myself, I don't really put my business out there, but I'm a convicted felon.
Okay.
I've never been in trouble a day in my life, and I made the worst mistake ever that I have to deal with for the rest of my life. I can't go over to McDonald's and apply for a job. They won't hire me.
Right.
So as many jobs as you're putting here, how many people can you really get that don't have a background?
Gotcha.
Or give the people a second chance with the background. I did my crime, I did my time, and there's never a day I'm going to go by without remembering, without trying to stop somebody else from doing the same mistake I did.
Okay, how's crime in town these days?
You have a lot of gun violence. There's nowhere to run to. There's no outlet for these kids.
How about the cops?
You could trust them, but how many can you really trust? Who's really there for you? Everybody's like, don't go to the Mon Valley. There's nothing to do. You're right. There is absolutely nothing to do. There isn't. But if you just want to get a peace of mind and you're an older retirement, it's for you.
Yeah.
Raising kids, it's not. I wouldn't put them in the big cities, but I would put them in the mid-Mon Valley area to give them something to do.
Okay.
Get these kids off the streets and get their parents off the streets.
Yeah, the parents have to be the example for the kids.
And it's not easy for them because everybody lives in the past in this town. Nobody lets go. Everybody just holds. That's why it's so dark. If you ever pay attention to the sky, it's always dark over the valley. And then you hit Monongahela in them, it's very bright.
All ages welcome, Cave Boxing Club. And your boyfriend's in here.
Yes, Zane Ross. Zane.
Zane, okay.
Coach Ross, too.
And you're Zane, sir.
Yes, sir. We promote the gloves up, guns down, too. You know what I mean? So it's like, everybody, it's easy to shoot somebody, but it's so much behind it. It's just live to fight another day type situation. Like, I'd rather fight you and then it'll be over. I have my life, you have your life, instead of everybody.
Right, little handshake at the end, maybe?
Right,
okay.
right.
And probably your friends afterwards?
Oh, yeah.
Right, with the gun, there's no one to be around.
It's like if me and him have a problem, then it's just like, all right, we'll squabble, and then after that we shake hands, hug, and it's over. You know what I'm saying? And it's just done and over with. Nowadays, the new generation, everything is shoot 'em up, bang, bang, and it's destroying our city, it's destroying everything as a whole.
You're getting the kids into this? You're getting the kids into this mission?
Yeah, we're trying to. It's we started it because it's a big group of like Daniel Royal Ride. You know, they got people in Ohio, Virginia, and like I had my son. I had him fighting at 8. He was training at 6. So like, you know, got a picture of him right here.
This is your son?
Yeah, this is my son right here.
Oh, nice.
I had him working. You know, he lives back in Ohio, but he don't worry about guns. He, you know, he's friendly. He's peaceful with everybody. So.
Oh, that's cool.
And this is your operation?
This is my, I opened it in 2016.
Okay.
I used to be a boxer, and then I did cage fighting, and my promoter and my manager was taking all my money. So me and my dad ended up opening here, and then Shadow, that's my pro fighter now.
Shadow's pro?
Yes. He got a fight September 28th in Butler. That's Mighty Mouse. We ended up going and branching off, me, Shadow, Ox, a couple of his guys. We branched off and did the gloves up, guns down movement. And we used to travel around. That's all underground backyard.
So with gloves up, guns down, what are the rules? You just get them, beat them till knockout, or what?
No, I mean they quit. You know,
They
to quit.
You still get three.
You still, it's
like
still a fight.
It's like an amateur
fight.
Almost
Okay.
like an amateur fight.
16-ounce gloves. And you do
three rounds,
yeah,
2
three
minutes.
rounds, 2 minute rounds.
Okay. And this guy over here, is he in it?
No, he's a new guy. He's been here. First week was Monday.
Oh, nice.
So
how's it going so far?
I have a girl fighter. She's up on the wall.
This
right
one here?
Yeah.
Jesse Semino.
Semino. So we're an active gym. We're trying to get people. Obviously, we're in a low poverty area in Charleroi, but we're trying to make the best of it, to do something, get kids off the street, and make something happen.
Very cool. Do you want more people here?
Do I want more people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have a website? Should I tell people to go to a
It's on
website?
Facebook.
Cave Boxing
Boxing.
Club. So that's the Facebook page.
Yeah, Cave Boxing.
Right on. How do you guys fund yourselves? You.
Me.
All out of his pocket.
All out of pocket. No, there ain't no donations.
We help. We got to put in ourselves.
Yeah.
If we need help, we got to put in ourselves.
Like I say, when we travel,
We all put in.
it's us.
We all pitch in.
That's cool.
Pitch in, yeah.
That's cool, guys.
Don't take a picture of that.
What?
But that's
No,
where
they
we
got to
go.
see the van,
That's
bro.
where we going.
They got to see the van.
Let's go take a look at it. Can we get out there?
Drove to Dallas, drove back, and then we were home for a day, and then we went to Miami. They came back.
So did you come in for the boxing or for the put the guns down?
I came in for the
gloves
boxing
up.
because I'm originally from South Bend, Indiana, Notre Dame. You know, shout out. And that's where I'm originally born and raised. My little brother came here, was coming here first, and I was just looking for a gym to come to because I wanted to box to get my anger out because I was from a divorce, and I just started coming here ever since. And then I just got into the fighting.
So it's just a great release if you got some issues, some anger, which we all do to some degree, right? So boxing's
take it out on the bag, you know.
Like I say, he came from, rough streets down there. I mean, he was shot and everything else. So to get out of that atmosphere, he came here and
cool.
Yeah.
shit, how long?
Since 2018, so like 6-7 years I've been here now.
I just love it.
You love it.
Just come support me when
Just
it's
supporters, yeah.
Yeah, September.
September
Chase your
28th.
dreams. All
Butler,
ages are
Butler,
welcome.
PA. At the where's the Butler Club post?
They'll be posted on our website.
Okay.
So he just came off a first round knockout
Yeah.
down in Morgantown.
Yeah. So I gotta staying in shape and staying ready.
All right, guys. Well, that was a super interesting day.
Yep.
The Mon Valley, a lot to unpack. Every town, a little bit of a different identity, and then when you get away, totally different reality.
Yeah.
You know, getting away from the river, still consider Mon Valley. Anything else to say?
Let's see it.
Just another
Yeah.
day. Yeah, let's get
Grab
some food.
dinner.
That sounds
As long
great.
as you're up for it, we'll head to Pig and Fire.
Awesome. All right, guys. Thanks for coming along. Until the next one.